You have a great track record of success in gas production in Canada, and I'm sure you should increase it. And moreover, we understand this energy is needed and it's civilized. We should also take into the consideration the power and the volume of LNG terminals available in Europe, and they are obviously limited. In that regard, your export opportunities also framed to that part.
Canada is a source of natural gas, and I wonder if if North American sources of fracked natural gas could be an alternative to Ukraine and other countries buying gas from Gazprom and Russia.
You're right, energy security and energy sustainability issue in Europe is one of the priorities right now. Last year has shown that Russia is using energy like a weapon. Ukraine has decided to increase its gas production, and right now we have managed to increase it by 7%. This winter season, Ukraine is self-sufficient in terms of consumption and in terms of production, meaning we are not importing anything, and we are moving towards the net exports in several years. Of course, Canadian sources can be considered in that regard, but what I see, Europe is more than prepared for this winter and for the next winter, and we do not see a lot of risks.
Germany, over the years, has imported about 30 or 40% of its energy from Russia. And they even had a former Chancellor, Schrader, on the board of Gazprom. Do you have any remarks about other countries in Europe and their reliance on Russian conflict energy?
We should understand that Russian transit from Gazprom to European Union is still in process, so gas is flowing. Actually, we understand that the European Union is in need for some volumes of this gas. We also respect the decision of European Union to, by stages, to refuse from Russian gas and to be self-sufficient. In that regard, I think it's not acceptable for any kind of feeding of the aggressor by buying gas and other energy.
Some environmental groups have criticized coal or natural gas, and I think that has stopped production in the West. But that means countries like Ukraine and Europe have imported from conflict regimes like OPEC and Russia. Do you think some of the environmental groups are actually stalking horses for Vladimir Putin or OPEC?
I think Europeans have reconsidered the sources of energy. They count on European sources, including green. And Ukrainians, in order to survive, considered the increase of own production. And I believe that the overall balance of energy in Europe this and next years would be much more positive. And of course, the origin of energy is now very much considered. And we should not support any kind of regimes that are supporting terrorism and war attacks on other countries.
I use the phrase ethical oil and conflict oil to talk about the provenance of oil, just like blood diamonds. Right. Do you think that Canadian energy, where I'm from, and U.S. energy should be granted more access to Europe? In my country, we would like a lot of people in the industry would like to export. Do you think we could make the case in Europe by calling it ethical energy to distinguish it from conflict energy?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. You have a great track record of success in gas production in Canada, and I'm sure you should increase it. And moreover, we understand this energy is needed and it's civilized. We should also take into the consideration the power and the volume of LNG terminals available in Europe, and they are obviously limited. In that regard, your export opportunities also framed to that part. But I like your term, civilized energy.
Ethical
Ethical energy, yeah.
I like civilized as well.
Civilized as well, yeah.
If you had a message to the government of Canada, would you say to them, sell us ethical energy, sell us LNG? To Justin Trudeau, because he's questioned the business case for LNG. And I believe in the business case. Do you think that Ukrainians would like to buy LNG from Canada?
I think Ukrainians have made a greatest effort during this war, appeared to be energy independent in terms of gas. As well, again, we produce as much gas as we need.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it happened only first time in our history during this winter season. And I think we'll stick to it and we'll develop it.
I hope you do.
Yeah, in terms of the European consumption, of course, I'm sure it will be welcome. Our company, Naftogaz, is the biggest Ukrainian energy company. We employ more than 100,000 employees. We do production, we do transportation, we do storage, we do refinery, we do retail, we do heating, we do electricity, we do everything. And of course distribution. It was very important to develop corporate governance in our company, being a state-owned enterprise, because the discussions of non-transparency has been always a case for Ukraine. I'm very happy to say and to admit that last year, in January 2023, we have selected an independent supervisory board with independent directors, with very profound international professionals. And the chairman of the board is, by the way, Canadian.
Okay.
He is a well-standing top manager and businessman from oil and gas industry in Canada.
Well,
Alberta.
having independent corporate governance is a advantage you have over Gazprom, which is cronies of Putin,
Absolutely.
including Schrader. I can't
I
believe.
think we made a significant step forward. We have increased gas production already, and we have motivated European gas traders to store gas in Ukraine. And right now we have more than 2.5 billion cubic meters of European gas stored in Ukraine during the war, believe it or not. And this is about the trust, about reputation, about the positioning of the company. So thank you for asking these questions.
Well, I've learned a lot here today. Thank you very much. I'm here in Davos, Switzerland with a team of 6 journalists from Rebel News. You may remember last year we managed to scrum the CEO of Pfizer and Greta Thunberg and other people who want to control your life. We might even bump into the chief of BlackRock, Larry Fink. If you think our journalism is interesting and important, please go to wefreports.com. All our videos will be there. And if you can, please chip in a few bucks to crowdfund our economy class airfare to get here.